37. The end of oil. Why energy didn't get its final chapter. The prediction, what we thought. As the millennium approached, one of the grandest expectations was this: oil would become obsolete. Fusion power, or an equivalent clean breakthrough, would provide virtually limitless energy. Fossil fuels would fade into history. Geopolitics would calm. Pollution would fall. Energy would become abundant, cheap, and largely invisible. In this future, the energy problem wasn't eternal. It was almost solved. Standing in 1999, this prediction carried the confidence of inevitability. After all, humanity had solved harder problems before. Why not this one? Why this prediction made sense in 1999? The belief rested on momentum. By the late 1990s, nuclear fission already powered entire cities. Fusion research had shown tantalizing promise. Environmental concern was rising rapidly. Oil dependency looked strategically dangerous. Fusion, in particular, held mythic appeal. It promised the power of the sun without the risks of fission, no meltdown, minimal waste, near-infinite fuel. This belief fit perfectly with millennium-era optimism that science would close the loop, that every industrial problem eventually yielded to a cleaner, smarter solution. For younger readers today, it's important to remember that in 1999, fusion was often described as almost there. The joke that fusion was 30 years away was already old, and still taken optimistically. The future felt close enough to touch. Who said it, and where? The vision of a post-oil, fusion-powered world was amplified by futurist writing in publications like Wired, particularly in its 1997 exploration of long-term technological optimism in The Long Boom. In this framing, fusion symbolized the final industrial upgrade, the moment humanity outgrew scarcity-driven energy politics. Oil wasn't just a fuel. It was a historical phase waiting to end. The tone wasn't reckless. It was confident. Fusion felt less like a gamble and more like delayed gratification. What actually happened? 2000 to 2025. Oil did not end. Between 2000 and 2025, global energy demand surged. Fossil fuels remained dominant. Fusion remained experimental. Oil markets adapted rather than collapsed. Fusion research progressed. Experiments improved. Milestones were achieved. But commercial fusion power remained elusive, always promising, never operational at scale. Meanwhile, oil proved resilient. New extraction techniques expanded supply. Infrastructure locked in dependency. Demand grew in developing economies even as renewables expanded elsewhere. The energy transition happened, but unevenly and incompletely. Solar, wind, and batteries grew rapidly. Emissions slowed in some regions. Yet oil remained deeply embedded in transportation, industry, and geopolitics. By 2025, oil wasn't gone. It was contested. Verdict. Status. False. The post-oil world did not arrive. Fusion power remains experimental, and fossil fuels, particularly oil, continue to play a central role in the global energy system. Why it played out this way? The core error was assuming that energy transitions end cleanly. In reality, energy systems overlap. Old fuels don't disappear, they get crowded. Infrastructure, economics, and politics create inertia that technology alone cannot overcome. Fusion also suffered from scale. Producing brief reactions in laboratories proved very different from delivering reliable, grid-scale power. The physics wasn't the only challenge, the engineering was immense. The future didn't fail energy innovation. It exposed energy realism. What this prediction teaches us about the future. This case highlights a critical lesson. Solving energy isn't just about discovery, it's about deployment. Breakthroughs matter, but systems matter more. The cleanest technology in the world means little if it can't be built, financed, regulated, and trusted at scale. In 1999, the end of oil symbolized liberation from constraint. In 2026, it symbolizes the hardest kind of progress: slow, contested, and unfinished. The future delivered alternatives. It did not deliver an ending. One sentence takeaway. We didn't run out of oil or replace it. We learned how hard it is to move on.